We are going to learn about function notation today. So I want you to take out a piece of paper and make sure you have one out, and you're going to take notes right along with me so that you can learn how to do function notation with equations. Alright, so function notation. Excuse me for my weird handwriting. Not that it's great ever, but I'm on a tablet, so it's a little weird. Okay, function notation. So we've been doing a lot of stuff with the time and distance and doing equation writing. So let's start with that. And let's see, let's start at 4. And so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write this equation. So go ahead and stop the video and write out this equation for this table here. Okay, now that you've got that equation written out, let's look at the 4 important parts. We have our 2 variables. We have time and distance. We also have the starting point, which is 4, and we have what it goes up by, which is 3. So when I write my equation, it's going to be the distance, my dependent variable, distance equals the amount it goes up by times t plus what it starts at, 4. So here's my equation, d equals 3t plus 4. Now, function notation isn't that complicated, but it's weird at first, so just bear with me. It looks weird at first, but then once you understand it, it goes really fast, and it's not that complicated at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change this into function notation. So if I write this as a function, what you do is you take the 2 variables and you're going to say d parenthesis t. And what we do is we call this d of t. And so what it means is that the distance is a function of the time. Kind of sets up what is the dependent and the independent variable. So d is a function of time. So the distance is the dependent, time is the independent variable. Other than that, it's exactly the same as we see up here, 3t plus 4. So that's the only difference. D of t equals 3t plus 4. And that's it. That's how you write something in function notation. So let's practice that now. Let's say I gave you a different equation that was, oh gosh, let's see. The amount of money you make is equal to 12 times the number of t-shirts that you sell minus the $50 that it took for you to initially spend on purchasing t-shirts. So let's say you spend $50 on t-shirts, and then you're going to sell them for $12 each and hopefully make a profit from it. That's some fundraising thing. So try to write this in function notation just like I did up here. Remember, you take the 2 variables. The dependent is here. The independent goes inside the parentheses. So you're just replacing this d with d of t. In this case, it's going to be different, so try that out. Pause if you need to. Okay, so if you are starting to understand this concept, it would be $sign of s equals 12s minus 50. So what we're saying here is that the money you make is a function of the amount of t-shirts you sell. And again, you just put that same part of the equation in there as you did before. So function notation isn't very hard once you understand it. It's just it's getting over the fact that this is such weird notation that makes it difficult. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'll give you one more example. Y equals negative 2x plus 10. Okay, so once again, try to write that in function notation and pause it, and then write it in function notation, and then come back. Okay, so if you're getting it, here's one thing that's a little weird. You probably wrote y of x, and that's great. That's That's really good. When you write things in general forms, y and x are kind of the general form, then you always say f of x. And the only reason why you do that is that you're saying that x, this is a function of x. This equation here is a function of x. So when you write it in general, and we haven't done a lot of general work yet, so just for now kind of say, okay, if it's y equals something x plus something, then just know that you're going to write it as f of x, a function of x. When you're using real variables, then you're going to use the actual variables in there. D of t, money of s, that kind of thing. Okay, well hopefully that helped. Feel free to watch it as many times as you want. When we write equations in class, I'm going to challenge folks to be writing it not only in standard notation. This is, all of these are considered standard notation. That's standard notation. And this one down here is function notation. All right. Thanks.